Now today we've got Orlo Gilbert, and Orlo is going to introduce us to his Corvair. What year is this one, Orlo?
1966.
1966, and this is a new body style for 1966? Or
no, it's the second year of this body style. 65 was the first year. And this one is a Corsa convertible. Corsa means that it's turbocharged.
Turbocharged, and there's very few turbocharged. We're going to look at that a little bit later.
Okay.
Now this color on this one is called what?
Well, I really don't know, because this, I'm sorry to tell you, this is not an authentic Corvair color.
Uh-oh.
Here we have to talk just briefly that this is a 87 Mustang blue.
Oh.
I'm sorry to have to report that, but it's such a pretty blue that so many Corvair owners have said, wow, where did you get that blue? But I've had this car since 1985.
1985, okay. And where did it start out? Where did it grow up?
It grew up in North Carolina, and I picked it up in Chattanooga, Tennessee when we lived there, and I spent a year trying to buy it. I would go see the guy every Friday afternoon when I got through teaching, and I kept offering him a price, and he was way too high. Finally, he said, you know, I've got somebody that's going to give me my price. And I said, uh-oh. So I had to go $50 higher and buy it right there.
That made your wife happy.
No, it didn't. And this is Chevrolet. You know, if people nowadays, Rod, don't remember that Chevrolet made Corvairs to compete with Volkswagen. Air-cooled,
sure,
rear engine, no radiator, gas tank up front. And they were trying to compete with the imports. Germany was just killing us with imports.
Well, didn't this compete with the Porsche?
Well, those of us who have Corvairs like to call us a poor man's Porsche. But
yeah.
We won't say that to Porsche people. But it is a lot like, it's a six-cylinder opposed, and we'll take a look at the engine a little later. But the interesting thing about this car, it's the second year, but the first year in 65 was the first year that American cars had, actually 62 they put it in. First car in Corvair that they put a turbo in.
Yes.
And this was to compete with Mustang, because they couldn't, in 65, then they went to a better body style. A little different. This is Nader's special, you remember?
Yes.
Nader didn't like this car much. He said unsafe at any speed.
Yes.
But I'm here to tell you this car is extremely safe and wonderful to drive. Now, I'll probably go out and have a wreck tomorrow. But my wife and I have enjoyed this car a lot, and it's a wonderful car to drive. And I'm really a Ford man, but I'm proud of Chevrolet that they made such an excellent little car.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
So, would you like to take a look at the engine?
Certainly. We'd like to look at a lot of features. The engine and the trunk space.
Okay.
We want to do that too. Okay, Orlo, now we want to take a look at the engine on this, and the turbocharged engine makes it really an exclusive one, because normally they had two carburetors, didn't they?
Right. There was a carburetor on each side. They made 3 models of these engines. One was the 110 horsepower with a carburetor on each side. The next one was 140 horsepower with 2 carburetors on each side. And then this one was 180 horsepower with a exhaust-driven turbo here. And this is just a shield a heat shield over the exhaust system. Your air cleaner, carburetor, and it really is it's just like an aircraft engine, basically, a 6-cylinder. It's like a 6-cylinder Franklin engine. It's each cylinder is separate, so it's really a very interesting and very nice running engine.
And it's trouble-free.
No, that it isn't. Yes and no. It takes a lot of tinkering to keep it operating properly, and when you get a chance and get up close to this engine, you see the way the belt is arranged, because the blower on this car, the cooling system is a great big fan, and they curled the belt around, made several turns to get that belt around, and it's quite a unique arrangement, but it works most of the time.
And that blower also serves for your heater too, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And you always carry an extra belt. Any Corvair driver who doesn't carry an extra belt it is really living on a dangerous time. Because if the belt goes, you're done. That's your cooling system. You got to shut it down immediately. And the belts do tend to come off once in a while.